Gotten canceled from venues all over the world. But this is, I'm going to read this because it's a new it's from the new show I'm working on, Uncle Tom's War. And I'm going to do the first poem, the first part, and part 1 and part 3. Coward. I am a genetic coward, my own personal term. Cowardice, as a first response, is bone deep in me, the default position. Sometimes I can be brave. Sometimes I can reason myself into bravery if I have a second chance or a third. Sometimes I can be shamed into it. Sometimes I can't. I'm not evil. I want to be brave. I'm not indifferent. I'm just afraid. Uncle Tom's War. Uncle Tom was no coward. He died proud, standing tall, refusing to bow. Staring into the master's eyes, he said, "No, I will not betray my sisters. I will not betray my God. Jesus taught me to turn the other cheek. He never taught me to crawl." Uncle Tom was a fool, with a kind, loving heart and balls of steel. But compared to me, he knew nothing. Compared to me, he was a fool. He could shoe a horse. He could read and write. He could do sums, keep a ledger, manage the complicated affairs of a slave labor camp with a new kind of crop, human bodies, bred up like Tom, to be sold down the river. He could have done a Frederick Douglass, written his own letter of passage and ridden the train to freedom, but he had a wife and children who would have been sold in his place. So he stayed and was sold down the river, where he died, beaten to death, staring into the master's eyes. This is a love poem to Uncle Tom, not the fictional character, but to you, who have kind, loving hearts and balls of steel, who compared to me are fucking heroes, who compared to me are fucking saints, who compared to me know nothing. You wander the earth like Hercules, club in your hand, looking for the monster, the Hydra, ready to fight it, ready to die if you have to. This is a love poem to you, battled and bloody, so brave, so kind and loving, so stupid. Looking for the Hydra, but you can't find it because you're inside it. Living in the belly of the beast, living in the belly of the beast, living in the belly of the living in the belly of the living in the belly. We used to believe it. We used to believe there was an inside and an outside. We were wrong. Or maybe it was true back then, but those days are gone. There is no outside. The beast has chewed up the planet and swallowed it down. There will never be an Arab spring that blossoms into summer, because inside the beast, nothing can grow. Because inside the beast, everything dies. Because inside the beast, everything is digested. The profit motive is not just a bad idea. It's the definition of the world we live in. The stomach acid that dissolves everything. You build such wonders. Pyramids of the soul. Cathedrals of the heart. Skyscrapers of steel forged in the battle for a better world. What power on earth could tear this down? Only one. You, organized against yourself. Because you know the truth, but you try to hide it. The beast is dying with us inside it. So you dream, you vote, you march, you strike, you organize unions, fight for inclusion, equality, national liberation. You fight to survive, but it's never enough. Not an answer, not a solution. Disaster is coming, not a setback, not a massacre, annihilation. There is no freedom train to a promised land because there is no outside. There is only the beast. And you can't teach it, you can't tame it, you can't train it. This is your life. This is your doom. There is only one way to escape it. The beast must die. And it won't go quietly. Either the beast will kill us, or we will kill the beast. You know this. You pretend. Because the truth is too terrible. balls out planet-wide civil war. Is such a thing even possible? And if it is, and if we could win, would anything be left but rubble? Maybe not, but it's all we have, our one last chance. You know this, but you pretend. You break my heart. In the face of death, you rise up. Love like a river, courage like an ocean tide. I die of shame again and again, sitting at my desk, while you fight on fearlessly, but hopelessly, because you pretend, because you're afraid to see what you know is there. You are cowards on a whole different cosmic scale from my own degradation. When the rain beats down and the worms crawl out and wriggle on the pavement, that's me on the inside, creepy, slimy, but I have an honest mind. So what should I do? Be silent out of shame when I know the truth? You are fools. Thank you.